Alright, we're here to review Lucha Underground Season 3, Episode 31, possibly also hentai filters.
I was going to say, I'm still hung up on the hentai filters. Where are we going? Is that a new gimmick?
Somehow we ended up talking about hentai filters. I don't really understand how. I don't really know what happened there.
It's gone off the rails way before we even started.
Really way before we even start, yeah. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, normally we're on the rails when we start, at least.
Well, I don't know about that.
Alright, so in this episode we had the semifinals of the Cueto Cup, so only 2 matches, which is a bit disappointing. And a big face-off between Wanimundo and Hey Mysterio.
Indeed. Hey Mysterio.
The Hey Mysterio. So, let's get into this. We start off with a bit in Dario Cueto's office. Joey Ryan is there to inform Cueto of what we, the fans, already are aware of, that Veneno is Ricky Reyes, a.k.a. Cortez Castro, a.k.a. Rat. And to solve this problem, Dario Cueto is going to put him in a first mass match with Sexy Star. So, that could be intriguing.
I'm intrigued.
And the idea is that since he's on such a losing streak, he'll be easily dispatched of, unmasked, and they'll know that it's Ricky Reyes. And of course, the reason for this is that we have that unresolved Spider storyline with Sexy Star, where the Spider was following her for a bit, and Veneno's gimmick is he's a Spider luchador. So I guess we're going with the idea that that's still maybe we'll finally get that storyline resolved. That sloppy booking, in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of lost track on that whole Spider thing. It's been a weird couple of weeks, and I'd totally forgotten anything about it. If we were binge watching this again, I'd probably have a better handle on the whole story.
Problem is that your booking should not rely on me binge watching something.
Yeah,
like an episode's going to be released on a weekly basis. The booking should take that into account and allow me to follow it a little bit more fluidly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're not often saying a lot of bad stuff about Lucha Underground, but a little bit of slop there.
Just a bit.
So then we head into our first semifinal matchup: Prince Puma versus Phoenix. This was, I mean, you were saying this like everything seemed cool, except that for some reason we were not really immersed in the match, and I largely would agree with that.
Yeah, we got about I don't know, like 2/3 through the match, maybe, or maybe halfway through the match, and I just kind of was like, "Is it just me, or I'm not really into this? Are you into this?" And this guy that I'm sitting there with, named Mio, is just like, "Not really either."
Yeah, so not really. Sure. Maybe just a case of us having like far too high of expectations for them to actually deliver on. Maybe.
I mean, they keep delivering, so, I mean, what do you want me to do?
Well, the other thing is this is a combination that has continuously been put together, so I wonder if that's kind of the problem. They've kind of
that's possible.
They've kind of exhausted in a relatively short period of time what Phoenix and Puma can really do together.
That's possible. I don't think they've had... How many matches have they had together? I thought they only had like 1, maybe 2.
I think we're on like 4, I think.
I don't know, but it's very apparent that either they just don't have great chemistry, or they were just doing all the same moves that they always do. So,
maybe there was some mat wrestling bits that we don't usually see from them. So, I mean, they're something different. Yeah,
but I mean, we're in the middle of 2 different new storylines for these guys. We got Phoenix, who's supposed to be becoming this new super duper knight in shining armor, who he wasn't really before. He was a good guy before, but not like this. I shall protect you, my lady.
Well, he kind of did it with Sexy Star for a bit when the Trios champs were helping her out.
Yeah, but it wasn't like they're really trying to push this relationship angle, which is different. So
that is true.
And we've got young Prince Ricochet, who is now going through his dark period, and I'm just kind of wondering if it isn't a matter of they're both trying to adjust their characters on the fly, and it's not enough match, like just focus on the match type scenario. Maybe they were trying to both wrestle in character as their new versions of their personas.
That's quite possible, although I personally don't think Phoenix is really in much of a persona shift. He just kind of has a woman now.
Yeah, but I mean that changes your behavior a little bit. And
I suppose a little bit, yeah.
I suppose, yeah. I mean everything was pretty, and they were also working the Marty the Moth angle, which is pretty transparent. So we knew Marty was going to come out at some point, and we knew that some stuff was going to go down. So I mean, there's that.
Yep. Good spots in the match, though. You know, we're kind of lightly trashing on the match a little bit, not hard, but a little bit. There were some good parts. I was very amused by the balls to your face spot. I was very, very amused by the flying teabag that Puma hit Phoenix with.
Testicular plancha!
I assume he didn't mean to put his balls directly on Phoenix's chin. I assume that was not the goal.
Neither prove nor disprove.
But yeah. Also, a really good kick to the back of Puma's head from Phoenix. That was a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, bring that back. During the match, Marty came out to hassle Melissa Santos at ringside, as he is known to do. And that basically cost Phoenix the match. Phoenix did a splash to the outside onto Marty to save his lady. I can't blame him.
Phoenix person.
And then he had Puma out at that point, came back in, then lost the match to Puma to the 450 splash, getting the pin. Puma moves on to the finals. And I was surprised they didn't do anything more with Marty the Moth after that, because you would think he would have like got in there, done an attack or something, maybe forced a save from somebody. I don't know. But yeah. I think we also missed the Cage and Katrina bit. I think we definitely did.
Probably.
Anyways, I think before this match, Katrina is stalking Cage backstage, watching him work out. Can't say that I blame her. I mean, yeah.
I'd volunteer for that detail. I'd go work out while she stalked me.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. But basically, she wants the gauntlet. Cage says it's his gauntlet. She says, you really don't want to do this the hard way. He said, I don't really do anything the easy way. Which immediately made me like, Melissa, you got to tell me some things about what Cage's sex life is like, because that makes it very interesting that he has no interest in the easy way.
It's so dirty.
We revisit this storyline when later on, Mil Muertes is apparently making such a racket that Dario Cueto can hear him in his office. And there's also a shot of Sexy Star hearing him working out as she sits on one of the benches in the locker room. Also, there was a shot of the men's room with no Drago in it, which has to be a first. Drago was not in the men's room.
I think he's got some sort of dietary issue and he needs frequent maintenance.
Vinny Massaro also wasn't in there, which is... By the way, Vinny Massaro was on this show, and I didn't expect that. I really didn't. We'll get to that later.
That was new and exciting.
That was interesting. But... anyways, so he's working out, and Katrina comes in, says, save some of that anger for Pentagon. You got him later on tonight. That's the other semifinal matchup. Cage attacks from behind, actually drops a weight on Mil Muertes and just says, kind of just like gives her a smile and says, was that about not liking the hard way? And then walks off. So Cage, Muertes, this is going to go places. I imagine, if not next week, then at Ultima Lucha, whenever they do that. So I don't think.
Yeah, I'd have to assume.
I don't think next week is technically Ultima Lucha, but I think it's not long in the future.
Well, my question is, why are they not having this title match at Ultima Lucha? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I guess you have the winner of Cueto Cup versus the winner of this match at Ultima Lucha.
I guess.
So, I mean, I can see it. I wouldn't complain if this was like the Ultima Lucha spot, but I can also get like the Cup winner gets their title shot at Ultima Lucha. So, it's not too bad. And I think that's it. And then we end up at the Pentagon match versus Mil Muertes.
Yeah, this was another one where it was like I've seen all these things before from them individually, and was this their very first match together?
That was Matt Stryker's claim, but like throughout the match, we were both wondering if that was actually true. But Stryker tends to tell the truth.
Pentagon broke his arm before, but I think that was he was just taking advantage of a situation.
Yeah, that was a jump from behind type deal.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's definitely interesting. But they didn't really. Again, it's like there's a chemistry problem. I don't understand why they weren't better together than they were.
Yeah. I will say, highlight of the match, though, is Katrina with the hair down and that shirt. Oh, that shirt.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Yep. There's a lot of curve there.
Pretty good typing on it.
Yeah, very good. Katrina got involved in the match, which I don't think she's done in a while. She tried tripping up Pentagon, almost like she was afraid Pentagon was actually going to win, which does make sense because Mill came into the match injured from the cage assault. He was favoring his right side. Was it his right side?
You may be correct. I'm going to go on a 50-50 shot here and say yes.
So he's favoring either his right or left arm in rib area. So it made sense that he would be at a disadvantage in this match. Pentagon actually even eventually kicked her right in the face. That
is correct.
Ow. And he eventually picks up the win and then goes for the broken arm, but Katrina raises the Rock, and Mill manages to escape.
Stop the Rock.
Yeah, Mill manages to escape the broken arm situation. So his arm is not broken for a second time by Pentagon. Interesting, just a little tidbit at the beginning of this match is that Melissa Santos still sells that she's petrified of Pentagon, which is pretty funny.
Yes,
so
she may be the best at selling in the business.
So, which led me to the question: I'm like, Melissa, who scares you more, Marty the Moth or Pentagon?
And can you trick them into fighting each other?
Fight over Melissa, Pentagon versus Marty the Moth. That could be intriguing.
Winner gets their dick kicked off by Ray Phoenix.
So, again, not a bad match, just not one that that I was ever really tremendously invested in.
Yeah, it's like none of the matches on the card were bad in any way, shape, or form. They just weren't anything that I could go, yeah, oh yeah, or just get excited, or really anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't understand, and nor do I condone.
Yeah. Then we had a Mundo facing off with Rey Mysterio. And this was just Mundo goading Mysterio about his son the entire time. Yeah. Which I will say the negative of this is it's almost like the frickin' Eddie Guerrero Rey Mysterio feud in WWE with Eddie as your puppy.
Yeah, and I didn't like that then either, so.
Yeah, because basically the deal is Dominic, as we have noted in the past, is huge. Mundo said 6'2", 6'3", possibly even taller than that. Plays football, etc. And Ray, of course, very, very short. 5. I believe he's been billed as low as 5'2". I don't think he's 5'2", but
no, I don't think so.
He is.
I think he's 5'6".
5'6", 5'5". I think sounds about right. But anyways, he's a half foot shorter than his son. We'll just leave it at that. And then eventually Mysterio attacks him through the security. The security did not stop Mysterio. That was pretty funny, actually. And before this, we did get great introductions from Dario Cueto. Some more of him on the mic, please. Holy hell. Brawl. Worldwide Underground comes out to help Mundo. I thought that eventually Dragon, Azteca, Sexy Star, and Mac come out to help Ray, but way too slow.
After he already got the shit kicked out of him, we're here to help.
Yeah,
send fucking flowers to my family.
This kind of goes back to what I like to call Wrestling 101, is that when you have a face like Rey Mysterio, who's supposed to be a hero to a large number of these guys, the help should be very pronto. There should be a line coming out to help him. And WWE fails with this with John Cena and stuff as well, where John Cena will be getting his ass kicked and his ass kicked and his ass kicked. I'm seriously, does Cena have no friends? Is there no one that wants to suck up to Cena and get use him for some politics even?
Hey buddy, I need some help at SummerSlam next year. You wanna? I have some help.
Yeah. So that not so great. Anyways, brawl. More brawling. Basically, everyone's out here at some point, including Vincenzo Massaro for some reason.
Yeah. Surprise! You're on contract still. Wow.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that. Killshot and Dante Fox are going at it. Prince Puma.
I need you to say it right. need you to say that right.
What?
Dante Fox.
Dante Fox. Whatever you say, Byron Dar.
Indeed.
So yeah, they're brawling. You've got Jeremiah Crane's out there just pump kicking people for no real apparent reason.
I was going to say, and we're brawling, and scene.
Puma and Pentagon are out there fighting. Interesting note, Puma actually attacked Rey Mysterio, so heel turn more or less complete at that point.
Did he? I missed the attack part. I thought he just kind of went out there and then they just go after each other's partners for the next match?
Kinda, but then they eventually all went after each other. So like Pentagon went after Mundo and Puma went after Rey. So kind of almost cementing the double turn there with Pentagon as a face almost.
Yeah, well, he pretty much is. It's just that he's so good at being
Mill and Cage get into it out there. Funniest part of this was the fact that Paul London and the other White Rabbits were just sitting on top of the office doing commentary into carrots. So
it was good. I enjoyed it.
Although the whole time I'm like, I need some airspace cleared. I need flight. Angelico needs a place to land. Sadly, no Angelico. So disappointed by that.
I don't know what his deal is. He gets injured like a motherfucker.
He might, probably injured again. Well, with his style, it would make sense. I mean, there's a reason that his high risk offense is termed high risk.
That dude needs to go to the RVD school of goddamn well stretch it out before the match, you motherfucker.
Well, no, his problems tend to be like broken bones and shit, though, not muscle.
Well, maybe you should break some muscles then.
Dario Cueto this whole time looks incredibly amused by all the fighting that's going on, so he's happy. Someone check his pants. He may have a weapon in there.
Giggity.
That's kind of really about it. Rey Mysterio ends up standing tall at the end of it. He delivers a 619 to Mundo, poses with the belt. So, big glory shot for him.
Yeah, I anticipate that they'll probably put the belt on Mysterio. There's no reason not to do that. People want it, and you got a massive face as the face of your company. So just do that thing.
Yeah, he is by far the biggest star you have in terms of crossover appeal, both sides of the border. So putting the title on him would help you immensely. As much as we know that Lucha Underground kind of is going to a dark end. But at this time, one would think that they're thinking about how to keep themselves in business and drive in more money.
Yeah, and that's the best way to do it. Unfortunately, it looks like I don't think anybody anticipated that they just wouldn't broadcast any matches for 6 months for no reason. Like, This season should already be done. They should already be reaping the rewards of their booking for Season 3. They should already be apparent. They should already be bringing in all that money that they were supposed to have. But somebody somewhere in some office decides that this is not a thing they want to do anymore, even though it's the highest rated show on your TV, on your station.
Well, the deal is that El Rey does want Lucha Underground still on their TV. It's their highest rated program. They still want it. They're just not willing to kick in any more money. And your producers, I presume Robert Rodriguez is willing to do it because, of course, he's associated with the El Rey network as well. Yeah. So I imagine he's still down. But I imagine that Mark Burnett, producer of Survivor, and Matthew Van Wagen, who are the other two big money sources behind this whole thing, are kind of like, we're losing money here. We're not really, we enjoyed it. It was fun. We're kind of done, though. Unless you want to, unless El Rey wants to kick some more money.
Yeah.
So that's, to my understanding, the deal. And the whole delay with the episodes, it was really weird because it's not like even they delayed Season 3. Like, they started Season 3, kind of, when they were supposed to, and then took a major break, mid-season. So, that's kind of the weirdness of this. I don't think there's been an official statement as to why that happened.
I don't have a clue, to tell you the truth, but it's pretty obvious that somebody fucked up somewhere. They really needed to. I mean, like I said, this season should already be over. and all of the hype that it comes with your season finale, and like, are they trying to time the season finale for some kind of big TV week? Like, is there some sort of event coming up I don't know about? I don't know. So that's the only thing I can think about is if they're trying to time it for some big corporate TV thing, and then maybe they'll get a big boost.
Maybe.
But as it stands now, it looks like it's dead, and we're just watching the twitching of the corpse.
Yeah. And of course, you're already seeing a lot of their talent turn up in GFW, for example, with Johnny Mundo and Taya both being in there, and PJ Black. And you've got Ricochet doing New Japan again, and presumably heading to WWE. And then you have, I guess that's about it, actually. So,
who do you say is heading to WWE?
Ricochet.
Maybe.
The Puma.
Well, he's having a pretty good time there in that New Japan.
Yeah, but I think he's been talking about it for a while, and they're starting to really push his woman. So,
woman.
She's in the Mae Young Classic and everything. So, I think that's their way of like buttering him up a little bit. Like,
hey, baby, you want to come on over here? We got some stuff.
Yeah, you can not have to cross over to Japan all the time.
The problem is that they
stay
won't
home, bang your woman.
Yeah, they won't let him wrestle, and
they'll ruin him.
The hype train will die very rapidly.
Oh, they'll ruin him. Like, he might have a good 6 month run in NXT or something, and then die. But
yeah, I mean, he'll have an amazing 3-year run on NXT, and then eventually they'll call him up to the main roster. Vince will be not sold on the whole thing, and Vince will bury him.
Well, Vince will just put him as part of the Cruiserweight division, which is buried, and therefore buried.
Yep.
So, again, WWE doesn't really know how to use talent at this point. It's sad. So that was the episode. So we're going to the Cueto Cup finals. We're also getting Veneno versus Sexy Star, mask versus mask. We're getting Johnny Mundo versus Rey Mysterio, and I think that's pretty much your lineup for next week's episode.
I think so.
Probably maybe something to continue the Mil Muertes Cage storyline, or the storyline with Melissa Santos, Marty the Moth, and Phoenix, I would imagine. Just like a skit type thing.
Yeah, it could be.
But that's probably about it. Killshot and Dante Fox are still feuding, so we'll get I assume we're gonna get a freaking blow-up match between them at some point.
I have to assume.
This is kind of the downside of the timing of the Cueto Cup, is that it really interfered with a lot of storylines.
Yeah,
that wound up not getting finished.
It definitely took over an entire season, and I'm not really it's not that it was bad. We've had amazing matches. Trust me, it's been a good time. But it also, like you said, it's got in the way of a lot of stuff, and not really sure if they planned.
Well, I think the problem is that we talked about how season 3 was, of course, interrupted for a long period of time where it wasn't being aired, and I think that's the problem, is that Dante Fox and Killshot's feud goes back to the beginning of season 3. And the beginning of season 3 was a really long time ago.
Yeah, well, the beginning of season 3 was last October, November?
Let me look it up.
Something like that. I'm sure it was if not November, it was last October, maybe even almost a year ago.
Let's see, Lucha Underground season 3.
You got 40 episodes.
September 7th.
There you go. So it's almost been a full year. It'll be over a full year by the time all the episodes are done.
Yeah, so that is, I think, largely... Okay, well, the feud with Dante Fox didn't start immediately because Killshot was feuding with Marty the Moth. Where did we have our first Killshot Dante Fox kind of encounter here?
Yesterday.
Well, it definitely wasn't yesterday.
When did they start broadcasting again? May? End of May?
I think it was before that.
Was it? I was sure it was maybe end of April. I want to say it was the end of May.
No. Here we are. Their first encounter was back in November.
Ooh. Okay.
This was before this, but episode 10, they were on a tag team with Tejano, Cage and Arhennis against the Moths, Jeremiah Crane, Mac, and Evilise. So one of those like strange bedfellow type things where I think the winners got into the Battle of the Bulls tournament.
I was going to say heroin, but you're probably correct.
Well, I mean heroin as well, probably. But yeah, like so this feud has been going on since November 9th, 2016. From where we saw it, it was on March 27th when it was filmed. But
man,
yeah, so
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of your problem. And like I said, it goes back before that. Like I can't tell you exactly when because I guess we could look back when we first referenced it in our reviews. So I guess if you really are that curious, you can go back and look at that. But the first time they were in a match with each other, November 9th was the broadcast date. So we're at this feud going for 9 months, but with very strung out, very like not really a lot of action between them, even not a lot of development, and that's partially because, like we said, you had the interruption where they didn't broadcast anything from, let's see where the break is, January 11th to May 31st.
Yeah.
And then to add on to that, of course, you start having the Cueto Cup thing, which further is stretched out, and the feud feels really tired and like a lot older than it actually is.
Yeah, it's definitely been going for a while, and I don't know.
And then, of course, you have the problems that it's been spoiled that they become trios champions with the Mac.
Which I want to see. I've been wanting to see that. I've been wanting to see that exact storyline since I found out about it.
But that's what I mean is like we're being denied the payoff of the existing storyline and the beginning of that storyline for so long, while knowing it's going to happen.
I just you introduced me to, oh my good golly goddamn gosh. I'm sorry, I'm also in Rust right now, and one of the guys is obviously throwing down a shitload of supply beacons, and there's so many parachutes in the air right now. So many.
Anyways, finish your thought.
I don't remember what my thought was. What was I talking about?
You were saying I introduced you to something, or the show introduced you to something?
I can't remember what it was. So the show introduces us to Killshot, and it's very apparent that Killshot's awesome, and so we all love Killshot. And then the show introduces us to, probably introduced us to the Mac first, actually, that's probably correct.
The same episode, actually, was when they debuted.
Oh, was it?
They were both brought in as Rick's Trios team.
Oh, yeah, Big Hick. I forgot about him. That dude needs to be back on TV. That guy's good. Mm-hmm. So, we're introduced to these characters, and then I find out via random internets that they're the Trios champion right now. Only you and I think, are like in early season 2 or something like that at this point. And I was like, holy shit, okay, when does this happen? So I've been waiting for a year, and it still ain't happened. And they filmed this over a year ago. Was it like did they film this a year and a half ago? Am I wrong about that?
We're in filming from June 2016. So yeah, over a year.
Jesus. So they filmed this. What have they been doing? Like, why is the Mac not been in New Japan? I think the Mac needs to be in the Bullet Club. Can you imagine the Mac and Yojiro Takahashi as a tag team? Oh my god.
The Mac and the Pimp.
Tokyo Pips for life. They could be their own faction. Fuck the Elite. We'll have the Tokyo Pips faction.
Ladies, this is the Mac.
No, Tubuku.
So yeah, that's. I guess that in a nutshell, we're saying the frustrating thing about Lucha Underground is that we know where things are going, and we're like desperate for things to get there, and we've been denied by so many things: the booking, the break in like the 5 months where they weren't coming out with anything. It's starting to fray the nerves just a little bit.
Yeah, pretty much. I just want to see what happens. Like, how does Dante falls and Killshot patched. Like, I'm assuming the Mac just rolls in and is the Mac, and everything's cool from then on.
Come on, buddy. But, you know you want to be with him.
Come on, bro. We just be a tag team, and everybody's like, okay, you're right.
This could be Trios champion.
Yeah, baby. And then he goes all Bootsy Collins. In my mind, this is how this happens. The Mac goes full Bootsy Collins and like, oh yeah, baby. Oh, let's get us some titles. It's the best. In my mind, it's the best of all things right now.
Yeah, and of course at this point you're starting to see the talent elsewhere. And it's sad and a little bit annoying.
Very much so. But to reiterate and perhaps cap off the whole scenario, again, the matches on this particular episode are not bad. They are good matches. They just aren't as investing emotionally as everything else I've seen this season. So, yeah, and I think, again, that feeds right back into the massive delay that I'm blaming right on some executives somewhere at El Rey Network that is just not smart enough to put the best thing on TV actually on TV.
Mm-hmm. So that's all we got for this round. We're going to watch some G1 tonight.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And I think at some point what we're going to do is we're going to do like a G1 thoughts video at some point.
Yeah.
We're like way too far behind to really do actual recaps and stuff. Mm-hmm. But we can, once we're all caught up, we can do a quick video talking about like what we thought about it, how awesome it was.
Yeah. I watched I want to say the majority of last year's, maybe not even the majority. Let's say I watched half of last year's, and last year's was fantastic. This is turning out to be better.
I still think last year's was better.
Well, that's
there
fair
was
enough.
More...
Maybe it's because I'm more emotionally involved with all of the characters, because last year's G1 was really my full-on introduction to New Japan. So I knew about Kenny Omega, and I knew he was Canadian, and I knew he was good, but I didn't know he was that fucking good. And I didn't know about Naito, but I really like Naito. And I didn't even know about Yano, who is now my favorite fucking wrestler in the world.
Wrestler? He's your favorite thing in the world.
I think that might be true. Anybody look me up on Steam, you'll find out there's some more. I got Yano as my avatar on a lot of things. I should do that for...
There are no clean wins.
There are no clean... Me, I was referring to my avatar on TeamSpeak, where somebody's done a rework of No Country for Old Men, only it's Yano Country for Old Men, and the tagline is there are no clean wins, with a little shrug face. So, shrug face OP, and maybe I'll change... Maybe that'll be my new online handle, shrug face.
But, I don't... Just thinking, I do believe last year's was better. I look at the talent that they brought into it this year and what has been taken away from it.
Yeah.
And I think that the subtraction was greater than the addition. And some of those people put in, for example, Genius the Kick, put in some fantastic matches that have... And don't get me wrong, like this year has been fantastic. It's been an amazing year, and it's also been an emotional year with this being Nagata's last run. Mm-hmm. It could possibly be it's
going to be probably the last 6 months of Liger's career.
Tenzon's partner
Kojima.
Like Kojima hasn't announced it as his last one, but at this point anything could be his last thing.
It's anything but official at this. Actually, I think he had made it official before he went into this.
No, it was Nagata who made it official. Kojima had not.
Is it Nagata who's... Okay, time out. Is Nagata retiring, period?
No. This is his last G1. He's going to continue wrestling, but I think we're in the official... He's headed to the part-time pasture. Fair
enough. Then I'm mistaken, because I thought it was going to be... Like, I thought Kojima had said that this was his last G1, period. But if it's the other way around, then I'm just mistaken.
Yeah, it was Nagata. But, like, this could definitely be Kojima's last one as well. You've got tension in the Bullet Club, which is very cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll talk about that on the New Japan review. Let's leave it there for a tease. We'll talk about the tension in the Bullet Club and in my pants.
Mm-hmm. And we're getting fantastic matches. Kota Ibushi's going out there doing his thing.
Yeah.
Okada's doing his thing. Naito, Omega are doing their thing. Yano's doing his thing. Ishii's having, honestly, a bit of a down mark for Ishii in terms of what he was doing like before this. But, still great matches. Goto's in there. You also had Shibata return at the G1, not to have a match, but to just bump around and kind of be like, I'm okay.
Goto's one of those guys where like I look at the card and I'm like, okay, well we're gonna have to sit through a Goto match, and it's great every time. Like, I don't know why I'm hesitant or reticent to watch Goto wrestle, but it's the same reaction every time. Like, okay, well...
I have noticed that, yeah. Your reaction to Goto pre-match is always kind of negative, and by the end, he's won you over.
I have no idea.
But you don't stay one over.
I have no idea. I can't explain it, and I'm not going to even try. I don't... If you've got this killer Goto match that I need to watch individually from a wrestling card,
I would say every match we had was Shibata.
Maybe, but it's just kind of like, I don't know what it is, but if there's ever a time that you find a Goto match that I need to see, and I'm just kind of dragging my feet, I don't know what you need to do to get me to watch it, but just do that thing. So I'm always enjoying a Goto match post-match, but it's the pre-match. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he doesn't have much of a grandiose personality or something. I have no idea what it is.
No, his personality is very low-key.
Yeah, he's kind of, if I'm gonna be real here, he's kind of the Chris Benoit / Lance Storm of New Japan, not because of the moveset, not because of the work rate, well, kind of because of the work rate, but he's the workman, he's the guy, he's the technician, but he can also fucking scrap. And the problem is that Lance Storm and Chris Benoit both had personalities that I could identify with, and I just don't have a window into Goto yet. So I think that's kind of what's going on there.
That's possible. I have always thought of him as like the Dean Malenko of things, so yeah.
There you go, he's a radical. Let's just chalk him up to he's a radical, and he's a Japanese radical, and I need to apparently just stop being a dickhead.
Pretty much. Alright, so we'll call it there. This was Lucha Underground. Pretty good stuff. We'll watch some G1 Climax. We'll give our some thoughts once we're all caught up. I unfortunately do know who wins, despite my best efforts to not see the spoilers. In fact, I didn't see the spoilers. Someone spoiled it for me.
Yeah, well, Chris, you fucking shithead. I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna give you alcohol poisoning.
I'll give you the impetigo again.
Oh, snap. We're gonna give you ringworm right in your fucking nostril. We're going to find a ringworm.
For those who are unaware, Chris at one point came up to Canada to have a grappling match with me, and I didn't know what it was, but like he shows up at my place, and I'm like, dude, I'll happily show you around town and stuff, but I don't think we should really do this. I got like this massive rash on my neck. And he's like, no, we're doing this. I'm like, all right. So we go to the gym, me, him, Jeremy. Jeremy is smart enough not to do any chokes on me, so he ends up getting the impetigo anyways, but it's because Chris is like going after my neck the entire time and is like sawed off every scab off of my neck, and it's like,
let's just say
I'm like, you're an idiot. So he had impetigo on his leg and arms for afterwards.
I think perhaps we should get a sample and give him impetigo on his balls.
Oh, we'd have to get Hope to help us with that.
I don't think, given a day-to-day situation, that might not be difficult.
Anyways, so that's our grumbling about a number of things, as well as our appreciation for a number of things. And we'll call it there and get off Byron's lawn.
Correct.